On this Wednesday, August 5th, for Global Trails Media, Tano TV, and KRIM Radio News, I'm Randy Roberson. Well, only a little more than a third of all registered voters turned out for yesterday's primary election. With a total of 31,590 registered voters in Gila County, only 11,197 actually cast a ballot, or a little over 35%. Although results are not finalized yet here in Gila County, several races have been clearly decided. Of the 3 seats on our County Board of Supervisors, 2 were re-elected with no challengers running against them. Supervisors Tim Humphrey and Woody Klein will serve another term here in Gila County for District 2 and 3. The District 1 supervisor race, however, was contested, and it became more than a bit heated at times. Longtime District 1's County Supervisor Tommy Martin was challenged by former Payson Planning and Zoning Board member Hallie Jackman. Despite Jackman's claims of various improprieties in our county's government, the voters seem to have seen it differently. While Jackman garnered 1,318 votes, that didn't hold a candle to Martin's 2,187 votes, or 62.33% of the votes cast. As such, Martin will go on to serve another term as your District 1 County Supervisor. The race for the position of Mayor of Payson was a much closer race. When all the dust settled last night, incumbent Mayor Tom Morrissey garnered a total of 2,276 votes, but challenger Jennifer Smith looks to have a slight lead as the votes get retallied and finalized today. Smith received 2,327 votes, or 50.4% of all the votes cast to decide that seat. The Payson Town Council looks to be having some changes as well. With 6 people vying for 3 seats, at least one incumbent looks to have been ousted from her seat on the council. Incumbent Janelle Sterner was the lowest vote getter, only receiving the nod from 1,488 voters, or a little more than 12% of votes cast. Likewise, Dave Golombieski and Deborah Rose appear to have been defeated with only slightly higher vote counts. However, longtime Payson resident and local physical therapist Scott Nossick was the top vote-getter, coming in with 2,572 votes, or 21% of the votes cast. And it looks like joining Nossick on the town council will be Jolynn Shinstock with 2,080 votes. Likewise, incumbent town council person Barbara Underwood looks to be headed towards yet another term on the council as well. Next door in Star Valley, the mayor and 2 council members ran unopposed, so there's really nothing new to report there. For U.S. Senator, Martha McSally soundly defeated Republican challenger Daniel McCarthy. McSally garnered a resounding 77.3% of all the votes cast. For U.S. Congress, Paul Gosar also soundly defeated Republican challenger Anne Marie Ward, as Gosar captured an impressive 70.75% of all the votes cast. Perhaps the biggest upset that locals may notice is that District 6 State Senator Sylvia Allen, who looks to have been defeated in her race for election. Wendy Rogers garnered over 54% of the votes cast for that position, and as such, looks to be headed to the state Senate soon to take on her new role there. And for the position of Gila County Sheriff, it appears incumbent Sheriff Adam Shepard has held off 3 Republican challengers for his position in this primary. Sheriff Shepard received 3,641 votes, which equates to over 51% of all votes cast. His nearest challenger was Darrell Stubbs, who received over 1,500 fewer votes than Shepard, followed by Richard Shaw with only 10.25% of votes, and Ron Hance, who didn't quite make it to 8% of the votes. Sheriff Shepard will go up against Chris Bender in the general election in November. Bender ran unopposed as a Democrat in yesterday's primary election. In other news from Gila County Emergency Management, they yesterday issued a statement regarding the Tano Basin area and what they say is a need for residents there to get a focus on monsoon preparedness. They say residents in the following areas, Tano Basin, Pumpkin Center, Brownsville, and Jake's Corner, need to take precautionary measures to protect assets from potential post-fire flooding throughout the monsoon season. Officials are asking residents to please take the time to prepare and/or transport any movable property and equipment such as vehicles, trailers, and other valuables. they say you should consider relocating any movable property that is near a creek, wash, or any other watershed that is downstream of the bush fire scar and move those to higher ground. Well, in rim country weather, dry, warm, and breezy conditions are expected to continue through the short term as the axis of a ridge of high pressure moves eastward towards the New Mexico and Texas. A trough setting up off the coast of California will keep southwesterly flow over most of Arizona through the rest of this week. Shower and storm activity looks to me mainly confined to the White Mountain areas, and that'll be about it. Here in the rim country, you can expect a high in Payson today, right around 94 degrees, and a degree or two cooler tomorrow and Friday. Then, just in time for your weekend festivities, things are going to start to warm up a little bit again. Payson's highs are expected to get back up into the upper 90s over the weekend, with a lot more sunny, dry, and hot conditions expected for at least the next week. And that's what's happening in Rim Country. For Global Trails Media, Tano TV, and KRIM Radio News, I'm Randy Roberson. Make it a great Wednesday.